Do you know a nitpicker? Are you a nitpicker? Were you a nitpicker? Are you a recovering nitpicker? We are talking about nitpicking today.
Nitpicking.
It's Tia and Tia.
Hi, welcome back to Love, Sex, Marriage with Tia and Tia. We want to talk about nitpicking.
For those who are not married, how to identify this? I think we should talk about how to identify it first.
Okay.
If you are a single lady searching for a relationship, if you're a single man searching for a relationship, you don't need to jump into a relationship knowing fully that this person is a nitpicker. Do you agree with me on that?
I agree.
You don't have to start a relationship and you're trying to fix stuff. Now, if you're already in the relationship, how do you identify a person is a nitpicker?
Well, time is the answer to all questions. You will know a nitpicker. Something is going to happen. Stressors are going to come into his life, her life, that will bring out those things. The more time you spend with someone, the more of their personality, the more of their weaknesses that you're going to discover. So naturally, time kind of reveals things.
Yeah.
And so that's probably the simplest answer to that question.
So do you think that people change from that, or is it that they cover it up? Because when you were talking, I just thought of something that happened between myself and you. I was so embarrassed. So you bought me a phone, and when it came, I think you did not buy a screen guard. Now, when you sent, you remember what it is? Okay, when you sent that phone, when it came, it wasn't so long, and it fell and broke. I was so mad at how easy it broke. And I just asked you, babe, why didn't you buy this phone with a screen guard? I broke the phone and I asked you the question. I was frustrated and I just transferred the anger. So why didn't you run away? That sounds like a nitpicker.
Why didn't I run away? Because you're not a nitpicker. So
okay.
That is why.
But that's a very good example of a nitpicker, though.
Yeah.
That is a very good example of a nitpicker, like trying to push blames. Now, there is a word called a narcissist. We're not even going into that one. We're talking about just nitpicking. But that is so much of a nitpicker. So how can you identify that the person would change with time, or the person is just doing this based on frustration, or this is this person's identity?
So again, the answer is time, because hopefully if you are in a relationship, right? If whether it's your boyfriend or girlfriend or your husband or wife, we're talking about just people who are in a relationship right now, not married.
Yes.
Again, the more time you spend with that person, the more time you spend communicating with that person, and obviously I'm letting you know, right, that hey, I have noticed this thing about you. I've noticed that you are very, very, very nitpicking. So it is obvious, you know that I know, and I know that you know, because I've said it to you several times. And so what are you doing about it? If it's been months and nothing has changed, it's remained the same or maybe even gotten worse, then now I have to start thinking of, okay, what can I do to do? Is this something that I can actually handle?
I was thinking of run already.
I'm out the door, you know? So it's how much of it can I handle?
Yes.
You know?
And especially when you know that you always do wrong. Let's say for me, I know I would always offend you. If you were a nitpicker at first, I would run away because I know that I'm that person that tend to do things that are annoying. I'll just run away. I'll just run away so quickly. Now, that doesn't mean you keep hopping from one relationship to another because someone is actually honestly telling you to change your ways, because some of us now will start tagging others as nitpickers because they're telling us the truth. Now, identifying a nitpicker is someone that honestly just continues to tell you things that you know is not wrong with you. Some petty things that are unnecessary. Why didn't you wear a white shirt today? You know we're having a party. Why didn't you hold your umbrella today when you know it's gonna rain? This is so petty. You cannot think ahead and show love and knowing that, oh, you forgot your umbrella today. You forgot it last week again, but it's okay. You don't have to be like, that's how you forgot the umbrella last week, and now the rain is on you. Like, it's so unnecessary. We don't have to go over all the situations that has happened and keep telling the person like a child, like, oh, you've been going through this. If he does that before marriage, he's gonna do 10 times of that. He's gonna do 10 times of that. why am I just saying he? I'm talking from a woman's perspective.
He, she.
Yeah,
we get what
whoever,
you're saying.
whatever you see, if you see him doing that, it's gonna her doing that is gonna amplify.
Multiply that by 10
when they get married.
Yes.
So
First of all, you don't do things that are annoying. So point of correction there. And
I just
so
want
I guess
to
we
make
can
sure
jump.
I'm using myself, not
Gotcha.
always thinking that it's other people.
Gotcha. I think again for single people, you have a lot more flexibility because you literally can stay in or move out.
Yeah.
It all depends on how much again you can take. If you know that this is something that is going to get under your skin and it's going to really be a challenge for you, feel free to walk out. I don't think you owe anyone an explanation of why I couldn't stick through with this. No. Because like we said, it's probably going to be worse. It's going to be amplified once you actually get married. So don't do it if you know that you can't handle it. That's as simple as that.
What if the person keeps attracting nitpickers into their lives? Like at the end of the day, you keep hopping from one relationship to another.
I wonder how many people have actually, that's been their story where for some reason they've always attracted nitpickers, because that would be an interesting interview actually. If the past 3 or 4 relationships that you've been in has been with nitpickers, then maybe I don't know.
And then you need to check. That's so true. That's so true.
Like,
we need to differentiate people being honest and loving you and trying to correct you. But if you are correcting someone, please correct them in love so that they know that this is your weakness. How can I help you so we can grow together and stop this thing, because it will affect us in our future when we are together in the future. I wish that is how relationships are. When you're in a relationship before marriage, you need to let them know, okay, this is a habit that I truly have noticed between the past few years, and if you continue this way, it might affect your health. Now you're not making it look like, oh, it's at the detriment of, like for me, I'm like, oh my god, you are doing this thing, it's gonna affect me.
Yeah, well, some people still take it the wrong way anyways and still interpret it however they want to interpret it. But again, I go back to saying you have the option of deciding to stay with that person because you think it's something that you can handle, or you leave. It's really that simple for people who are not married. But then again, go back to if the last 3 or 4 relationships you've been in, you're saying it's been nitpickers, then the problem might be more you than them. You know,
That's
there might be
so
some
true.
soul searching that you need to do.
Yeah. Let me give this story. There's this lady that was saying that she met someone, told me the story of someone, of her friend. She went on a date with a guy that has so much money, very young, handsome. He just started this oil business, job, whatever. And she went to his house. So this guy's house looks like perfect, heaven, clean. But the funny thing is, she noticed that he had a paint by the side of the table right there. So when there's any, like right in front of her, he didn't wait for her to leave. There was something that just spilled. The guy used a brush to just paint back that place, like literally painting that place. Is this a nitpicker?
It might be something else. It might be
he has OCD.
Right. It might be OCD. It
but
might be
that's
something
nitpicking
else.
as well, because you literally told me that I should be careful when eating. I just spilled something on the wall. I feel you should have just told me with you. Just tell me directly than actually painting the wall.
That's a very strong message that he just sent.
So just trying to bring out things that you guys need to be watchful out there. Everyone is out there, don't care about you.
The bottom line is you need to know what you can handle and what you can't handle. It's that simple. So don't let love or infatuation take you down a road where you're having regrets because you come to find out that yes, you couldn't handle a nitpicker. Don't do it. It's better to cut it now than to have regrets down the road.
I agree with you. Let me add one thing. Another reason why you should be very watchful and be sure you can handle it. When you get married, there are other things you want to handle. You shouldn't handle things that you are aware of. Just ask God for direction. Ask God to let you know if it is something you can handle. Ask God to let you know if this is so easy or is something that will go down the road and diminish. It's just being childish. Ask God for direction. I don't joke with that, because sometimes you run away from someone that honestly has nothing to do with what you're assuming he has. That is nitpicking. So we're not here to make you destroy your relationship and then drop it for nobody. But again, ask God for direction and discernment. As a child of God, the Holy Spirit will direct you.
Absolutely. So thank you. Leave us some comments. Let us know what you think about this. And let us know in the comment section what it is that you can handle and what it is that you think you can't handle.
That's a good question.
As you're planning for your future spouse.
Yes.
And,
thank you guys for watching.
Yes. And please like, subscribe, and we'll catch you in a later video. God bless you. Bye.
Bye.
It's Tia and Tia.